Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, my friends. Fatal Fury Season 3 has finally properly been announced. We did have that animated teaser the other day, which we covered, and we talked about all the characters that were shown. But just in case you don't know, real quick, we have Rick Strowd, who is a Native American boxer. We have the Duck King, our funky, fresh, just breakdancer slash fighter. Friends of animals everywhere. He's a ranger or a druid, if you want to make a Dungeons and Dragons class out of him. And longtime fan favorite, so people are very happy about that. We also have Kim Capone, which is weird, I'm not gonna lie. Like, we already have his two sons, and the one son plays like him. So he's gotta play somewhat differently, you would assume. And then one of the big mysteries was we got Laucorn, the villain of Fatal Fury, the motion picture, which was never technically canon and now will be. And gameplay wise, he's got to be the craziest of everybody because the armor of Mars makes him effectively a god. But whoa, what? He did not go beside Kim. We got two mystery characters, y'all. And we're going to talk about that in a minute here. But yeah, so Season 2 began in January, Season 3 is now, and yes, there will be 12 characters in 12 months, which as far as fighting games go is absolutely unprecedented. Like, I'm very well aware Fatal Fury is not everyone's cup of tea, and that's perfectly fine. Different fighting games for different folks, right? But when it comes to just purely like a value proposition at this point, City of the Wolves has got to be like top dog of modern fighting games, right? Like 12 characters in 1 year. And it's not like they're making small changes along the way. Like somewhat early on in the game's life, they completely revamped the entire online structure, adding new gameplay modes, tons of stages, adding all new like actual like modes of gameplay, like new story modes that are significant. They're like hours long. And those are free updates of that, right? Like, I don't know, they've just been doing really good. SNK have been finding their legs on this a bit, and I think it bodes well, obviously, for the game, but also for future projects. We have Art of Fighting coming up. We have allegedly a single-player Samurai Showdown coming up. They've been not too subtle about, this Metal Slug anniversary, so there's probably some new Metal Slug stuff coming up, and obviously, they even told me years and years ago that, yeah, there will be a new King of Fighters. So if this is them like building up their experience as like developers with a lot more money, to be real, they got a lot more money these days, cut their teeth on City of the Wolves and like put that experience towards other projects in the future, I think that's great. That only bodes well for us, the gamer. But yeah, here we are, 12 characters in 12 months. That's a pretty full plate. And to call it for what it is, other major titles like Street Fighter 6, we're getting 4 characters a year, and most people are not pretty happy with that as it is. And then year after year, we'll get giant content deserts where it'll be like 5 or 6 months without a character or any appreciable updates. And Fatal Fury's pulling stuff out every single month. That's crazy. That's a goodwill win to the public, if anything, right? But now, so we have the characters we've already seen here, like Laucorn's going to show up in Southtown for whatever reason, but he shows up in the middle of the DLC slots in between 2 mystery characters. What's that all about? So mystery means, okay, it's someone of some consequence. You would assume some kind of guest. Guests are surprising, frankly. They're good for marketing. They get interest up in the game. That's why we keep doing it year after year, game after game, because they work. Like, you don't gotta like them, but they work. They exist for a reason. So they already pulled this stunt in Season 2, and the mystery characters wound up being Mr. Karate and Kenshiro. Both guest characters. Now, frankly, Mr. Karate's a guest from SNK, but still, he's from Art of Fighting, right? So it's a crossover guest character. And for Season 1 of the game, we also had Mr. Big. So maybe somebody else from these mystery characters will be another Art of Fighting character. We do have the next Art of Fighting game in development. That's been known for quite some time. And also, like to call it for what it is, there's definitely a lack of ladies in these DLC characters. A little too much testosterone, perhaps. So maybe if we get some lady characters in there, and if we're talking Art of Fighting specifically, Yuri Sakazaki or King would definitely be like the 2 biggest prospects. It doesn't have to be Art of Fighting, but it just seems like the likely course given the last 2 seasons. And plus, they're both fan favorites. I see a lot of people asking for Freeman. I'm sorry for the reality check here, but Freeman is not popular. He was like the least popular character in Mark of the Wolves. I'm not saying never, maybe season 4 or something, but to bill him as a mystery character, that'd be shooting themselves in the foot. That's like a new Mortal Kombat comes out and I keep asking, where's Collector? I love Collector to death, but I'm realistic that he's not popular. Anyways, just to put that out there. So if one of the characters will be from Art of Fighting, then who's going to be the other one? We definitely have a heavily purple motif here, and that could mean a lot of things. We've already had a Street Fighter crossover. Who's to say that can't happen again? Maybe like M. Bison or Ingrid or something? And even then, you know, it doesn't have to be Street Fighter. Like if we're open the door to one fighting game, who's to say we don't do other fighting games? Like if you are giving me purple as a basis to work with, that if that is an actual hint, like Kazuya or Reina from Tekken, those are 2 pretty purple people. Or maybe we're just gonna get weird with it, like with Kenshiro. This is the era where we just get weird with it in fighting games now. We had Kenshiro, we have Yujiro Hamna from Baki the Grappler gonna be in Tekken, right? We have friggin' Tifa going into Street Fighter, so let's get weird. Like say someone from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Jotaro in a stand, that's a bit purple. Like, I don't know, you could just throw darts at a dartboard, and this day and age in fighting games is a perfectly valid guess. Osaka from Azumanga Daioh? Maybe. Like, it wouldn't even be that weird anymore. Misato from Evangelion? Sure, why not? Actually, maybe there's something there. In a way, fighting games have gotten so weird for their own good on the guess characters, it's just actually impossible to guess anymore. You could make your wildest fantasy speculation, and somewhere along the way, some suit on Twitter is going to read that, pass along to the company, and 5 years later, boom, they're in the next like Art of Fighting game. And of course, season 3, I'm sure will come with like a balance patch or something will change. I don't know yet. I don't know the details, but interesting times are ahead. So last thing to talk about is, this is Revenge Edition, which is quite the subtitle. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, they're putting out new SKUs, so if you get Revenge Edition, that'll just be seasons 1, 2, and 3 together. Also, can't help but notice here on the graphic, they got Mai in her classical outfit, so maybe that'll finally be usable and playable? We're certainly overdue. People like that classic Mai outfit. And I do like Shun is still on the box art, because that makes sense. That'll help sell copies. But yeah, what a great time for fighting games. So all this drops July 23rd. That's this month. So let me give you a little fighting game schedule update here. So July 23rd will be, I'm assuming Rick as well with Fatal Fury Season 3. July 23rd is also the release date of Avatar Legends. Day after that is the Marvel Tokon Open Beta. Week and a half after that is the release of Yasmin in Street Fighter 6 along with the big Season 4 patch, which is confirmed to have changes for all characters. 3 days after that, on the 6th, is the actual release of Marvel Tokon. So we are due for the busiest few weeks in years in the fighting game front. Things are getting more than a little crazy is what I'm saying. Of course, I got my energy drinks in the fridge now. I'm prepared. I'm home, back from EWC. I'll be doing my best to cover everything the best I can. Please pray for my sleep schedule, because I'll probably need it. But yeah, man, just kind of coming back to the beginning of all this. A character a month. 12 characters for a year. All I can say is bravo. Ain't been done before. Almost assuredly will never be done again. I almost feel like this is a weird marketing experiment. But dang if it isn't pretty cool. It's a pretty good time to be a fighting game fan. But that is the news for the moment, my friends. And that's it for me, and that's it for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Fatal Fury.